Let's move on to some other stories also that we're tracking this morning. There have been a lot of concerned parents and also students who've been saying, let's open up schools now. So much else is opening up as cases are declining. Why not schools? So that chorus is growing, and amid that, the government is also considering the same. Sources say that the government is working on a model for staggered opening of schools and to ensure that all COVID protocol is followed. According to sources, the Health Ministry has already asked its expert panel to look into the option of reopening schools. The Health Ministry is also issuing an advisory to states to consider opening of schools and also higher education institutions. Delhi schools will, however, remain shut till further notice. Chennai, meanwhile, has decided to reopen schools and colleges from February 1st. Chandigarh is also planning to reopen schools for class 10 onwards and colleges from February 1st. Mumbai has already opened schools from January 24th. In Jaipur, schools and colleges are operating at 50% attendance. Kerala at this point has no plans of opening schools because cases are still on the rise in the state. Let's take this across to Amit Bharadwaj. He's joining us live from Delhi to focus particularly on the national capital and whether schools are going to be opening in Delhi anytime soon. Amit, good morning. There have been a lot of meetings in this regard. The Delhi government has made it clear that they're for the reopening of schools, but the Delhi Disaster Management Authority has to give its nod. Are we expecting that perhaps in a week or two schools will reopen, considering curbs have been eased in Delhi?
Good morning, Akshita. Absolutely right. There has been deliberation and talks about reopening of schools in the national capital. In fact, the pressure has been mounting on the Delhi government from the Parents Association side. We have seen that different delegations had reached out to Manish Sisodia asking him to reopen the schools at least in staggered manner. And then there is another group of parents who want the schools right from class 1 to 12 to be reopened in one go. Possibly in hybrid manner or possibly with 50% students going to the school. There could be mechanisms and SOPs that can be, brought out, but they want that schools should be opened right from class 1 to 12. So there are different sections of parents who were mounting pressure on the Delhi government to asking them to reopen the schools. However, yesterday when the Delhi Disaster Management Authority met, despite the Delhi government pushing for reopening of the schools, there was no result. And it was decided that this particular issue about reopening of schools and educational institutes in the national capital will be taken up in the next DDMA meeting. So what we can hope is that whenever the DDMA sits possibly next week, there could be reconsideration in opening of schools. And as per our sources, there would be a staggered reopening in Delhi, and possibly from levels 9 to 12 would be the first one to get the nod from the government and the DDMA to reopen for physical learning.
Okay.
Over to you.
All right, we'll track that very closely. Amit, thank you for joining us with all of those details.